It is Tipperary who won the toss. Brian Gavin is in charge. He was in charge also in 2011 for Kilkenny that year. And of course the draw match in 2013 between Cork and Clare. Tip having won the toss off to play from right to left in the first half, as in the broad match underway. And a great big pile-up of bodies in the centre of the field here. Amazingly, they've all been contracted inside the 265s for just a moment. And then back went Killian Buckley to gather and to play this ball away. And that's going to be the first line ball of the match.
Yeah, and Gerard, straight away Richie Hogan has gone to centre forward. Michael Finley switched to the middle of the field, and just trying to see now that they'd look to be gone man-to-man at the back as well. That's why there was a big glut there. They were waiting to see who they'd pick up, and we'll go through that now in a second.
Yeah, it will change, that is for certain. Brendan Maher is going to take it, comes into this match having nursed a calf injury in recent times. In here as far as John O'Dwyer, from the 65-metre line, intelligently across here. Held on to somehow by James Woodlock, wiggling his way past this way and that. Final shot, a little block down effort there. John O'Dwyer trying the shot, comes back as far as Larkham. Another great block. An illustration immediately of the sheer intensity that Kilkenny are prepared to bring to this tie this afternoon. That loose ball once again picked up here by Tipperary, and Brendan Maher hooked really well that time. It was John Power's first intervention. Back it comes towards Shane McGrath, and Tipperary are being told straight away you're going to get nothing likely this afternoon from the Cats. That loose ball across here could be picked up here. An opportunity for Kilkenny to make something of it. In the end, rolled up by Conor Fogarty. On his back there was Paddy Stapleton. Fogarty has it. Not a very good ball from him, however, straight into that 20-metre line, and in the end it's held in there, and it's going to be a free out. Well caught by Brendan Maher, standing in the breach that time.
Yeah, Gerard, great catch here by Brendan Maher. He cut it off, but you can see straight away a difference in the intensity of Kilkenny. Couple of great block downs. You saw Paul Murphy there with one, and there's Jackie Terrell in there with another one, and a hook there from TJ Reid up the field as well. And just looking around there now, Killian Buckley looks to be at centre half back as well, and Kieran Joyce switched into cornerback. That's
Darren Gleeson knocking it all the way in here, dangerously so. Comes back out as far as Killian Buckley. As you say, he's made that move into centre half back. Cut out this time by Pádraig Maher across towards Brendan Maher, his third possession in this match early on. All the way in beyond JJ Delaney. He's got on the marking job as usual there on Seamus Callanan. I wonder will Callanan have it all his own way this afternoon. He had 8 touches in the last final, scored 5 points from play. Well caught again, brilliantly done by Maher. Into space here as far as Shane McGrath. We're looking for the opening point of this match. Will this be it? It certainly is. Shane McGrath coming strongly from midfield, really good score.
That's a fantastic score, great catch there by Brendan Maher, who's been very involved in the game, and Shane McGrath took it on the hurling straight over there. There's Brendan Maher now. That's a great catch by him, and he's started very, very well.
Owen Murphy with the puck out for Kilkenny. Nervous opening by several of the players really in many respects. Here comes James Woodlock once again, getting by Killian Buckley, about to be challenged here by Conor Fogarty. The reinforcements arriving, Garrod Ryan couldn't take it. Jackie Tyrrell in the thick of that, the number 4. Challenged by Patrick Bodder-Maher with the white helmet. Callanan waited for it to come back out to him. Stalemate situation ends up in the end with Conor Fogarty picking it up here, deep inside his own 65-metre line. Only 2 men to aim at up there. Tipperary are back in numbers. James Barry making a very good catch. But Kilkenny were leaving just 2 forwards there, interestingly, John Power and TJ Reid. And Tip had the numbers and James Barry had the ball.
Yeah, James Barry did well, but what's happening there is the Kilkenny midfield trying to play a bit deeper to support their half-back line. Richie Hogan moving out around the middle, and they're leaving some of their backs loose.
Seamus Callanan trying to steal a march in here on JJ Delaney, and the referee indicting the Tipperary man this time, giving the free out to Kilkenny. Big ask for him to reproduce what he produced here nearly 3 weeks ago. Really memorable display that afternoon.
Yeah, Paul Murphy's gone man-to-man on Lara Corbett. Kieran Joyce is on Bonner Maher, and the lads are switching around, so the boys have been dragged out of position. I thought Kilkenny might just play their positions and pick up whatever player went in, but they're not doing that. They're gone man for man.
Interesting decision on the part of the Kilkenny management. Michael Finley didn't make a lot of headway. Second time of asking, tries to come through strongly. He's stopped by Kieran Bergen, another very strong performer. Gets through 2 or 3 Cats that time. Gets it out here as far as Noel McGrath. He's gone deep from an early stage, all the way down towards John O'Dwyer. Bubbles taking on Jackie Tyrrell. Awkward angle for him, placing it brilliantly inside towards Patrick Bodder-Maher, and Bodder-Maher throwing through, didn't get the shot away, goalkeeper came out, good save. Prodded away there by Seamus Calnan. They recycled Tipperary, and John O'Dwyer once again trying to set it up for a colleague. Into it came Noel O'Dwyer, and that one is fired over the bar. Another score for Tipperary, and Noel McGrath gets his first. He got 4 in the drawn match.
Yeah, great ball there by John O'Dwyer over to Noel McGrath. Simple score, but there was a chance of a goal before that. Great ball by Bubbles O'Dwyer again, and good first touch by Bonner, but he took the extra touch and maybe carried it into trouble. But Kilkenny slow to react, and Tipperary well on top again today, running all over the place. Their forward line have the Kilkenny back line stretched already.
Eamon O'Shea happy already, trying to G up his squad and G up the crowd as well. Huge tip following here, as you'd expect in this All-Ireland final, Mark II. James Woodlock back there, helping his half-back line, working industriously, looking around, about to be hooked, beat that attempted hook, got it out as far as Garrod Ryan. Off his left-hand side, all the way down here into the corner. Not a good ball for Bonner Marr to hold. No chance of containing that one. Well, he is a very busy worker, Bonner Marr, and Brian Cody's had to hatch his plans to try and come to terms with the obvious Tipperary threat from the last day. That constant movement, that constant interchange of positions, which really did catch quite a few of the Kilkenny defenders out. That time it's mishandled by TJ Reid. He had Paddy Stapleton breathing down his neck anyway, and it ends up being a line ball to Tipperary.
Yeah, TJ Reid in the right corner again. He was there against Limerick on Seamus. I think he didn't go well from that day. John Powers moved to full forward and Richie in the other corner, and I'm not sure that position suits TJ Reid that well. He's catching the ball in the wrong hand, and I prefer to see him on the left side or in the middle. Very
little breeze around this afternoon to influence matters, as that one is caught there and driven away impressively out of defence. All the way up here into the corner. This one taken by Richie Power. The two Powers in the corner forward positions, trying to get it across towards his brother John. John Power deemed to have committed a foul, however. He was pushing his man being Carl Barrett, and it's going to be a free out against Kilkenny. It'll be interesting to see just how the two Powers manipulate up there, how they manage.
Yeah, it's actually Richie who's at full and John is in the left corner. You can see a little push in the back there, and Carl Barrett, who's been outstanding, just got between the man and the ball again.
Well, it's Kilkenny who made the intense start, but it's Tipperary who've got the points on the board. In the middle of it there is John O'Dwyer, looking to lay the hand pass back here as far as Shane McGrath, swinging it over his left shoulder, going to drop dangerously in and around 13 metres out. Law went for it, didn't get it, however. Ball coming out here out of defence and swept away further out of trouble there by Pádraig Welsh. Picking it up here, Brendan Marr. Hands and knees job, looking for a colleague there. Space at a premium, comes out as far as Pádraig Marr, aware that he could be hooked there by Owen Larkin, but got away nonetheless all the way down into the inside forwards. Noel McGrath switched back in there. Here's Pádraig Welsh, looks up, drives it about 70 metres down the field, down towards John Power's wing, breaks down for him, on as far as Richie Hogan. Hogan drops it in and puts it over the bar. Great chance taken by Richie Hogan, and that should settle Kilkenny down. 2 points to 1 after 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's an important score for Kilkenny. 8 minutes gone, and that's, Richie Hogan is on fire this summer. Great score, but Kilkenny going very one-dimensional, high ball in every time, and they're hoping that the height of John Power might contain Cathal Barrett in there, and Richie and PJ switched again to full forward. A lot of height in the full forward line, and they're going with the direct ball.
Darren Gleeson getting it down towards Bonner Marr. 3 Kilkenny players around him. Law was in to help. Bonner Marr persists, however. Breaks loose, spills loose from Garrod Ryan's stick. Never really got to it. Michael Finley back in midfield, one-handed away. Up it comes towards Richie Power. Power laying off the hand pass here as far as Richie Hogan. Got the only point there for Kilkenny a few moments ago. Look at the intensity of this game, and Richie is able for it. Runs into Paddy Stapleton this time. Then Michael Finley is deflected away. Comes back out here towards Jackie Tyrrell. Upended there by Noel McGrath. Finally, it's Pádraig Welsh who takes this situation under control, hits it from a massive distance. Keeper should have it. Remains nice and cool, Darren Gleeson, but then almost hooked by TJ Reid, almost lost it. Has it again, and Gleeson finally gets it away to about the 45-metre line. Breaking down here as far as Owen Larkin, his first touch in this match. Back it comes, Killian Buckley blocked. Well, the blocking and the hooking is quite amazing so far. Wonderful intensity. This time it's going to be Killian Buckley who's going to take it. Killian Buckley, UCD student, one of a number of students playing in today's replayed All-Ireland final. Cuts it up well. Neatly in here to 25 metres from that tip goal. Once again, it's James Barry operating at fullback. Poor ball given away to Richie Hogan, however, and Richie Hogan can punish that poor slack clearance out of defence, and Richie Hogan's got a second point, and the teams are level in this final for the first time. 10 minutes are gone.
Yeah, good response by Kilkenny there. Good ball by Richie Hogan over the bar, but tip that should have been cleared, and Kilkenny have weathered the storm there. There's Darren Gleeson nearly caught in possession there by TJ Reid. Very even game so far. Indication
of nerves there on the part of the goalkeeper. That's a great catch by Pádraig Welch. I was mentioning students, he's at UL. Huge one all the way down here towards TJ Reid. Trying to get it under control. James Barry once again his marker. Cleverly playing it back here as far as Owen Larkin. Cool as you like. Beautiful score by Larkin. That's a bit more like it from Kilkenny. That's what you have expected from them. That maturity in their play. TJ Reid to Larkin.
Yeah, very simple there. Nice easy ball by TJ Reid. I know Larkin, we've seen that many times over the years. Just a little sidestep and a lovely score. And there's Pádraig Welch with a great catch. We've seen that many times from his brother over the years.
Hard to imagine he was left out, Michael, for the drawn match. Here's Cathal Barrett taking a lot out of it.
Caught it 3 times.
Caught it 3 times, as you say. Had a chance to get it away, just a poor decision on his part.
Yeah, that's a very basic error at this level, and you know, Tip with a very good start now. Kilkenny like to do, they just weathered the storm for the first 8 minutes, and now just should be a simple tap over from TJ Reid and they'll go 2 points up.
TJ Reid, who got a goal and 8 points 3 weeks ago, and of course he made Richie Power's first goal as well in that match. So just inside the 45-metre line. Should be a nice straightforward score for him, and it is pretty easy by his standards, and now Kilkenny have doubled their lead, 4 points to 2. This puck out, landing on the half-forward line. Once again it's Pádraig Welch. He could turn out to be the hero this afternoon, having been left out of proceedings from the start 3 weeks ago. Taken down by Pádraig Maher this time. Goes back to make space for himself. Looks around, surveys the scene before he hits it down towards Seamus Calnan. And JJ Delaney, I think, is intent that Calnan will see very little of the ball this afternoon. We'll have to see how that one pans out. An intriguing contest between them. Line ball to Tipperary inside the Kilkenny 65. Look at this again here. Pádraig Welch, immense. Well, yeah. If it isn't one Welch, it's another.
Well, it's great time, and he's picking up Noel McGrath. Killian Buckley seems to be picking up Garrod Ryan, and you know the positions don't mean anything. And there's Tip with that short line ball. They've been working that very well all summer, but intercepted there by Michael Finley.
Lost by John O'Dwyer. Michael Finley making his presence felt in and around that midfield area. Runs away here initially from Richie Hogan, going after it. 3 Tipperary players after him. In went the sticks. In the end came John Power, knocking it back here this time to Conor Fogarty. Looks around, measures it, but it's a little overhit, and Owen Larkin was loose, was free. Bad mistake that time.
Yeah, a couple of JJ Delaney came out with the last ball and mishit it out over the line unlike him, and all that was needed there was a simple ball. Owen Larkin had drifted into space and overhit there by Conor Fogarty.
Well, John Power is only playing his 4th championship match for Kilkenny, and you could hardly say that he played very much in the 3rd one. He only came on for a few moments towards the very end of the drawn game, so he hasn't a great deal of experience, but he has great pedigree. His dad, of course, Richie, an All-Ireland winner back in the 1980s. Here's Killian Buckley. Little block on it by Garrod Ryan. Comes back as far as John O'Dwyer, and O'Dwyer looking to get his first score, and he succeeds in doing so. A player has got 2 goals and 12 points since the quarter-final, all from play. He's in form, and it's 4 points to 3.
That's a fantastic score. He just had room to swing his hurl from the sideline. Great block down by Garrod Ryan, and really Killian Buckley, he should have really driven out that ball, but a great block down and a super score by John O'Dwyer.
There's very, very little space available in this All-Ireland final replay. 2 very evenly matched teams. Once again, Brendan Maher, the team captain, looking up. Not placing it where he wanted. It's JJ Delaney who got out, won that. He started very well, JJ. This ball has got away as far as Kieran Bergen. Down towards Lar Corbett. Lar was the target. Paul Murphy committed himself. Helped out here by Jackie Tyrrell. Wonderful seasoned defender, the number 4 for Kilkenny. Up here it comes as far as John Power. Power tried to replicate what his brother did in the last match. This is taken away by Kieran Bergen. Going through a maze, it seems, finally getting it out to Brendan Maher. No nonsense this time, down into the half forwards. Out for it there came Seamus Callan. His first possession, runs in there on top of Pádraig Walsh, and the referee has given the free Tipperary's way.
Yeah, great defending there first, and Seamus Callan wins a great high ball here. You see him taking on Pádraig Walsh, and
isn't this what you'd expect to see from Tip today? Maybe a little variation. Callan, O'Dwyer, maybe to run at Kilkenny.
That's what they're trying to do, and Kilkenny obviously setting themselves up, attacking the ball much more than they did the last day. Trying not to let Tipperary win possession, but that was looks like it's a blood sub there as well being called.
Yep.
But great defending there before that. We saw Kieran Bergen bursting out with the ball, and great first time hurling by Brendan Maher. And it's just taking a few minutes to settle down. Maybe not as high octane as the last day, but still a very, very good contest, and very even so far.
Well, it's Jackie Tyrrell who's in the wars down there, and Joey Holden's been prepared to come in as a blood sub, and Joey Holden is making his way in right now to replace Jackie. It's a temporary sub. They'll patch him up and he'll be back in, I'm sure, in a matter of moments. He won't want to be without his lion-hearted left corner back for longer than is absolutely necessary. He's happy with the way things have gone so far, but this is where Tipperary can draw level. Seamus Callan, 47 metres out, straight as you could wish, and up and over. Yeah, so 4 points apiece.
Sorry, Jerry, I think that'll give Seamus Callan a bit of confidence to beat JJ Delaney in the air for a ball, because JJ normally very, very dominant, and that gets Callan right into the game.
Brian Hogan there on the left-hand side warming up, as you saw, but it should be said that Brian Hogan played that last game with a back injury. One of the reasons, I think, why he has been substituted. Michael Fennelly, brilliantly done. Huge distance out, great score by Fennelly, the 2011 hurler of the year.
Well, JJ Delaney had drifted out and threw a lovely hand pass, but lucky Michael Fennelly put it over the bar, because Owen Larkin was completely loose inside him. All he did was throw on a hand pass, but super score.
5-4. And Jackie Tyrrell is back out once again. It's like a tire change. I think they do it so quickly nowadays. Patch them up, get them back in. That's Killian Buckley. Big one up towards TJ Reid. Trying to win it there with James Barry. And TJ has it. Barry's after him, and the referee will now perhaps throw that ball up between the two of them. Stalemate situation. Quite a duel.
Yeah,
nobody
fairness,
giving an inch.
No, both of them had a grip of it, so I think that's the right decision.
Comes back out here, out as far as Richie Hogan. 2 points early on in this match for Kilkenny. Garrow O'Brien waits for it, steadies himself, beats the attempted block of Colin Finley, who hasn't really gone into the game at all so far. Back as far as Callan, his second possession. JJ's after him. Here's a goal to hoot by JJ Delaney. That was absolutely sensational defending, and it comes to Kieran Joyce. His first touch. Back out it comes. Listen to the Kilkenny fans now. What a lift that has given them as Jackie Tyrrell got it out. Callan versus JJ Delaney. Absolutely brilliant.
That is an absolutely classic piece of defending by JJ Delaney. See Michael Fennelly clapping there. But just watch this brilliant interplay there. Bubbles set Seamus Callan clear. He took a few steps there, but look at JJ all the way tracking him. Brilliant defending. I'd say Seamus Callan couldn't believe that he was on his tail, and that's a certain goal saved there, and a brilliant piece of defending.
Well, he's reinvigorated this afternoon, JJ Delaney. You can be absolutely certain he was relishing this challenge. TJ Reid, ready to hit this. From the middle of the park, it's swept away to the left-hand side this time. It's just the first wide of the match, and it's come after nearly 19 minutes of play. 5-4, Kilkenny in front in the replayed All-Ireland hurling final.
Yeah, Jared, some great individual battles developing again, like there was the last day. Paul Murphy is on Lar, JJ is on Seamus Callan, Tommy Walsh is living in Noel McGrath's pocket. Fantastic start to the game.
Helping out here is Conor Fogarty, who has gone very deep. He's helping out the likes of Kieran Joyce. Up it comes towards John Power, runs away as far as Pádraig Maher, and Paddy gets it down, looked up, saw where Woody was. Watch also where Conor Maher came out, and Conor Maher came out, beat Kieran Joyce to it. Helping out here is Garrow O'Brien, got a little stick to it, prodded it forward. In came Killian Buckley, dashing in that time. He was determined to win it. He injured himself as well, all the way up as far as Colin Finley. There with James Barry. Barry on his hands and knees. Finley then pulled down. It's going to be a free hit. They're playing away, but the referee has blown his whistle.
Yeah, I think Kilkenny are going to be concerned with Killian Buckley been down injured. He's playing very well, covering an awful lot of ground. Conor Fogarty's distribution again a little bit overheated there with the pass in over the top, and Colin Finley to work very, very hard to win the free.
Well, Kieran Joyce, by the way, is on Bonner-Mar, as was mentioned earlier, and that could be a vital marking job because we know what Bonner-Mar is capable of doing. Very few have been able to keep tabs on him successfully in this year's championship. TJ Reid, to try and add to the 1 point he's got from a free so far, succeeds in that task. 20 minutes are gone and Kilkenny lead by 6 points to 4. Remember, they were 2 points behind right at the very beginning of this match. That is where Killian Buckley went in, got injured.
He was very brave, there was no intent there, and he's fine, he's back on his feet.
As Darren Gleeson pucks it out, and it's a very good puck out. In there as far as Garrow O'Brien. Elusive as ever, beautifully in as far as Bubbles. John O'Dwyer, 2 men are after him, trying to hook him, succeeding in their task. In the end, Seamus Callan has to help out, trying to slip it through. Came off JJ Delaney. It's Callan again, looking for latitude or space or room or anything. Can't get it. In the end, Jackie Tyrrell, strong as ever, and gets it away out of danger. Out towards Richie Hogan, out over the sideline. Everybody's appealing that it should be their ball. Brian Cody thought it certainly was Kilkenny's, and you can see that Mick Ryan there, the Mayor Ford for Tipperary, has a totally different view.
Yeah, I thought it was Kilkenny ball, but John O'Dwyer really should have thrown that over the bar. You know, took a little bit out of it again. Watch it here now. You just turned here and kicked and put it over the bar, but he took it on, and Conor Fogarty comes back there, makes up a lot of ground, and puts in a great hook, and eventually is cleared.
And this was Seamus Callan in the follow-up then, absolutely smothered, as it were, surrounded by Kilkenny players. Pádraig Walsh now, going for it himself, lobbing it in, goalkeeper comes out, catches it well with that left hand, and good distribution again, out of defence, out as far as James Woodlock. Looks up, sees where Garrow O'Brien is. Clever play by Tipperary to get it out of defence. There's an obvious ball on if Shane McGrath decides to give it. Fires it in instead towards Bonner-Mar, and Kieran Joyce got the hand to it, knocked it out as far as Michael Fennelly, and Fennelly takes control from here. Looking for TJ Reid, not the greatest of passes. Noel McGrath intercepts, goes by Fennelly, helped out by Shane McGrath again, runs into 3 players, tries to escape from that maze, that cul-de-sac. In the end, Fennelly again, back hooked by Noel McGrath. Bonner-Mar tries to take it up. Eventually, Pádraig Walsh comes in. Hands, knees, and everybody's fallen all around the place, and the referee once again called to throw the ball in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of running with the ball, Gerard, particularly from Tipperary. They're running into trouble. Kilkenny are trying to play the long ball every time, but Tipperary are taking far too much out of the ball.
And that's a very successful long ball by Conor Fogarty as far as Colin Finley, looking to make an impact against Brendan Maher. It's still Colin Finley. The challenge there was by Pádraig Maher, now looking to try and lay it off towards Richie Hogan. In nip Kieran Bergen, and Bergen drives it, and it's blocked down well. Blocked down by John Power. John Power is going very, very well in training and doing well at the beginning of this match. And in the end, Paddy Stapleton came across, stopped it, and Kieran Bergen once again lifts it up, lifts the siege as well, way down into midfield. Pádraig Walsh taking it there, challenged by Noel McGrath. McGrath drags him down rugby style, and it's going to be a free for Kilkenny. Pádraig wanted to play on, but it's going to be a free instead.
That's a great passage of play there. You know, some Colin Finley trying to get through, some great defending by Pádraig Maher. He held him up, and you see Pádraig Walsh trying to get back up and play. And watch Pádraig Maher here. You know, he studies ground and hard to win a free. Ironic, maybe Kilkenny thinking that Brian Gavin might suit them a bit better. You know, he doesn't give frees too softly, and great lockdown there.
He's the kind of referee that many neutrals just want to see take charge of it, because he lets the players get on with it.
Yeah, there's been very few frees so far, and great contest. Not as high scoring obviously as the last day, but very, very interesting.
Defence is more on top this time.
They are indeed.
Richie Power is to take this deep inside his own 65-metre line. It's travelling, and again the goalkeeper makes the stop. Darren Gleeson, that's 2 or 3 times now, has to take it onto his right-hand side. Didn't favour the left, drives it back down once again towards Pádraig Walsh, and Walsh needing the help there of Michael Fennelly, and in turn to Richie Power. Took the free a moment to go. Oh, his brother John very nearly got a touch on that one. TJ Reid's in there as well. So too is Kieran Bergen, right on the end line. Everybody appealing for it, but it hadn't gone wide just yet. TJ Reid applying a lot of pressure, and in the end the referee has blown his whistle and says it was unfair pressure. Free out to Tip.
Yeah, and you have to say Darren Gleeson's handling has been very, very good so far. He's been under a lot of pressure. Just look there, John Power swinging at it. He dropped that one, but it could have went anywhere. But some of the Kilkenny shooting from distance, lobbing it into the goalie, it's not like them. And I think that's about the 3rd or 4th time that the ball has landed short.
Tipperary management there a little concerned. It's 10 minutes since Tipperary scored from play. That's a great catch. Kieran Joyce, the man they have called back into this team. It's only his 4th start for Kilkenny this year. 2 in the league now, 2 in the championship, and he's making an impact.
Well, he is, Sharon. That's one thing. Both himself and Pádraig Walsh very strong under the high ball, and the man-marking job's going an awful lot better than the last day, and Tipperary find it hard to get room.
Goalkeepers come out to take this latest free. Owen Murphy, the WIT student, and he captained them to win the Fitzgibbon Cup back at the beginning of this year. Possession so far, Tipperary have most possession, but it's Kilkenny with a player in the square, because there is a player in there, and the referee has ruled it out. TJ Reid shaking his head. Have a look at this again.
Yeah,
was he just in?
Just inside the square, by the looks of things, before the ball.
So the referee gives the free out. So as we were saying, Tipperary have maximum possession statistically, but Kilkenny will be more than happy with the main stat, which is that they're leading the game 6-4. 26 minutes gone. Much more low scoring than the last one, as Killian Buckley goes, catches it brilliantly, knocks it forward, but getting his signals mixed up that time. And out comes Kieran Bergen. And away comes Garrod Ryan, and a chance to try and get this one inside the right-hand upright, but he's failed in his attempt, and that is Tipperary's first wide. So just one wide apiece.
Yeah, that was good. That was good play there by Kieran Bergen, but Garrod Ryan took just that little extra second, and Conor Fogarty closed him down. But really, it was an easy chance. And you just imagine whoever gets the first goal, a tight game like this now, and.
Well, since Tipperary's last score, 10 minutes and a little bit now. Paddy Stapleton trying to get the ball away, pressurised there. Richie Hogan in the middle of the field, loses it to Lar Corbett. Lar's gone very, very deep altogether, all the way down towards Noel McGrath, helping himself to possession. Pádraig Walsh once again, doing what his brother Tommy has done so often in major matches for Kilkenny, and wearing the same number. Shane McGrath now, trying to get the Tipperary forwards going. They need the possession. He's trying for the shot himself from just inside the 65-metre line. The umpires look at it and wave the white flag. Second one for Shane McGrath. Brilliantly done. 6-5.
That's an absolutely brilliant score. Look at here, just rode the tackle there, flicked it over the oncoming tackle, and just inside the halfway, or the 65. That's a brilliant score. That's 2 fantastic points off the hurl by Shane McGrath.
All throughout this year, there's been so little between these two teams when they meet in competition. 1 point the margin right now. Brendan Maher off his left-hand side. Paul Murphy going back to try and get to it in case Kieran Joyce doesn't, and Lar Corbett takes the invitation. Goal chance, Calman scores! First goal of the match. Lar made it. Seamus Calman took it. 28 minutes are gone. It's his 16th championship goal.
Yeah, look at Lar there. Never lost that yard of pace. Brilliant. Picked it up brilliantly. What a hand pass. Very unselfish. Could have finished himself. And a great finish by Seamus Callan, you have to say. Very cool. Just dropped it in nice and low. Tapped it into the corner.
They ripped the Kilkenny cover to shreds. And Lar was at his most selfless and set it up for Seamus Callan. And is that the vital breakthrough now? 1-5 to 6 points. 2 points between the teams. Paul Murphy reaches up for it, helped out this time by Killian Buckley, wearing 7 but playing at centre half back, and a changed half back line structure for Kilkenny this afternoon.
Yeah, I just think Jared Kilkenny's ball into her forward is too one-dimensional. They're just going with a high ball every single time. Tipper coping very well. Here's Lara again. You see a beautiful hand pass, looking one way past the other, and a lovely finish, just stroked into the corner. But I think Tipperary are taking too much out of the ball. When they move it fast and direct, you know, they're creating space up front. And Kilkenny, on the other hand, need, I think, to play a little bit of a shorter game. They're just going with too many high balls, and Tip coping very well with it at the moment.
Kieran Bergen straight at James Woodlock, steps away from trouble. Back here as far as Brendan Maher. Diagonally across over, taken in by Noel McGrath, his marker Pádraig Walsh. Walsh has done well so far. That's ambitious, all the way over here as far as John O'Dwyer. And Bubbles hits it, but hits it into the crowd and away to the left-hand side. And it's a missed opportunity, and it's Tip's second wide as well. Stays at 1-5 to 6 points. The two teams put so much into the build-up for the original game. They've had 3 weeks to mull over what was going to happen here, and defences have been strong, and the exchanges have been tough and tight and all the rest of it. Maybe now it will open up a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe so in the second half. Just a very important few minutes, obviously always coming up to half-time, but Tip here with a chance to go 3 points up, and they'll be looking maybe to stretch that lead. When they got on top the last day, they were 5 up, and they let Kilkenny back into it around half-time, so they'll be looking to maybe drive it on before half-time, and Kilkenny looking for a score or two, I think, to close the gap.
Killian Buckley a little annoyed to have that free call against him for the trip on Noel McGrath, and it's Seamus Callan who's going to take it. A goal and a point so far. And we got 3-6 against Kilkenny way back in February when they played a wonderful game in the league. I think forwards were very much on top in that. There were 10 goals in that game, shared equally, and he's missed it. That's untypical.
Yeah, and TJ missed one there, just maybe a little bit better than the last day of the game. Low scored, very, very tactical so far. But look, and hopefully, as you said, Jared will open up in the second half. Tip will be disappointed with that. An easy chance for Callan.
This time the target is Richie Power, and Richie Power makes certain that he gets it from that wonderful puck out by Owen Murphy. Came, collected, meant business, earns a free in now. Chance to chip one of the 2 points off Tipperary's advantage. Once again, it's TJ Reid who'll come out and take this. Quiet word for Richie Power there from Mick Dempsey, the Muirforna. Since the last score then, it's some 11 minutes for Kilkenny. Just want to see this one go safely between the posts. Should suit TJ Reid, scorer of 2 pointed frees so far out of 3 taken. And this time he makes absolutely no mistake. So all his scores coming from place balls. Hugely gifted player TJ Reid. Some 3 minutes to go to half-time. Darren Gleeson again tries to pick out a colleague, and running into position perfectly was Garrod Ryan. Very much in tune with his goalkeeper's intentions, all the way down as far as John O'Dwyer. The man they call Bubbles flicks it inside a little bit too far beyond Shane McGrath, enabling Kieran Joyce to come out, held by Bonner. It's Bonner Marr who's deemed to be the one who was fouled that time, and straight away Brian Cody goes to James McGrath to question that decision, given as a defensive foul. Charging.
Yeah, I think it was for steps, and if you watch, Bonner Marr just left the left arm in. Brian Cody's not happy with it. You'd imagine that Kieran Joyce had loads of time to play the ball. There was loose men, all he'd do was take the tackle and lay off a hand pass in.
Well, he missed one just a moment ago from a similar distance. The angle is slightly different, however. More right of centre this time for Seamus Callan. And Callan this time makes it absolutely certain low enough trajectory. 1 goal and 2 points for him so far. The Tip fans of the crowd happy. About 82,000 people once again at Croke Park, and 2 minutes to go to half-time. Happy enough, I would imagine. Owen Murphy. Kilkenny now looking for something special before half-time, but again it's Bergen who's sweeping across the half-back line. Blocked down this time. Back once again it comes. Michael Finley hitting it, and it's gone over the bar. Good score. Another one scored by Michael Finley. Well, he made a difference in the drawn match when he switched to midfield, and he's making a difference here just before half-time. 1 between them. Yeah,
he had very little room there, and fantastic block down here again by TJ Reid. But Michael Finley having a very, very strong game in the middle of the field. But Shane McGrath scored 2 points as well. So like a lot of places, very good battles, very good matchups.
We're seeing a different range of skills in evidence here as James Woodlock goes forward, head down, determined. He's got a chance, and he's about to be hooked. Coming in on him was Conor Fogarty, and the referee blows his whistle. Not alone Fogarty, but Kieran Joyce making sure that James Woodlock wasn't going to get a free shot at goal that time. Yeah. So the ball's brought out to the 20-metre line. I think we've seen
the value of Conor Fogarty, why he's in the Kilkenny team. He's very pacey, he's covered back there on a number of occasions, a couple of great interceptions.
Of course, a former cornerback as well. There wasn't a vacancy at cornerback with the likes of Jackie Tyrrell around, and JJ Delaney, the old Warriors. Patrick Bonner Marr slipping it back in here, retained with difficulty by Noel McGrath, jungling with it, keeping it away from his markers, got it back out, and this one drops in and drops over the bar. Great score by Shane McGrath, his third, Well, as Conor Fogarty drifts back to defence, it's leaving Shane McGrath free on occasions to get those opportunities and to put them over.
Yeah, but I think Fogarty, in fairness, I know positions don't mean anything, but he's on James Woodlock, but it's Finley and Shane McGrath, 5 points between them. They're marking each other. Michael Finley on the ball an awful lot defensively as well.
And the indication is 1 minute of additional time at the end of the opening 35. Little concern now for one of the Kilkenny defenders. I think it's JJ Delaney. This was that last chance here as James Woodlock came in and a couple of backs converged on him. Kieran Joyce got the stick across, and hooking him at the other end was Conor Fogarty.
It's fantastic skill there, great. And Kieran Joyce coming in from the far side as well. But you know, Tipperary creating those goal scoring chances, they look dangerous when they're heading down the middle there. Kilkenny really haven't created any goal scoring chance so far, and here's Joey Holden back in again.
Yeah, second time that a back has gone off with an injury, a blood injury, which has resulted in treatment. So Joey Holden mightn't have started the game, but he's been in twice. In for JJ now at this stage, and the referee will be blowing his whistle pretty soon at the end of the opening half here. That's got out. Lark Corbett pointing in the direction of the Kilkenny goal, and it is indeed going to be a line ball to Tipperary, and Kieran Bergen reporting for duty.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic first half, Ger. He's covered brilliantly, sweeping from side to side. And Richie Hogan, you know, a couple of points early on, but has been quiet enough at centre forward, and as I said, the high ball all the time, not really suiting him.
JJ's gone for treatment. Meanwhile, it's Tipperary who tried to apply a little bit of late pressure here. And if there's was that picked off the ground? I think it was. Straight off by Patrick Bonner-Marr, who hasn't made that big an impact in this match.
Kieran Joyce doing very well, and this is one that maybe Richie Power, just the last puck before half-time, he might just feel he can get the distance on this one.
Well, it's from the distance, Michael, as we know where John Bubbles O'Dwyer had right at the end of the drawn game, slightly further over towards the Cusack stand side on that occasion. This is a central position for Richie Power, scorer of 2 goals and a point here in the drawn match. Having a go then with probably the last scoring attempt at the end of this first half, and that has drifted away. A missed opportunity. It's a second wide for Kilkenny. The referee has blown his whistle, and it's been an intense opening half here in this replayed All-Ireland final. The only goal scored by Seamus Calnan after 28 minutes. Credit Lark Corbett as well for a wonderful run, and then good vision to see Seamus Calnan in space, and Calnan did well to finish it off. It's anybody's match here at Croke Park. Half-time score, it's Tipperary 1-7, Kilkenny 8 points, and in a moment we'll be picking the bones from that first half with Tomas, Ger and Cyril. That's right after this. Second half just underway. No changes made by either management teams. And straight away it's Kilkenny trying to win possession there in the middle of the park, and Shane McGrath got 3 points in that opening half. Michael Finley in the end coming out with it towards TJ Reid, and again a whole cluster of players together before Owen Larkin finally frees himself. Got one score, didn't see a great deal of him during the opening 35 minutes. Jackie Tyrrell out as far as Richie Power, and Power sends it in long and sends it in wide, and it is a second wide for Kilkenny. Correction, it's a third now at this stage, 2 in the first half. So stays 2 between them, as you were in the drawn match 2 weeks ago. Started the second half of that as well. Struck out by Darren Gleeson. Lights are on here. Killian Buckley taking that one down, loses his stick into the middle towards Michael Finley, operating in midfield. Jackie Tyrrell patched up. Had an injury in that first half. Back down again it comes. Down towards Richie Power. Onto it is Larkin. Larkin laying it off here. Walls Colin Finley. Well done by the goalkeeper Darren Gleeson. Certain goal averted. And it comes out as far as Kieran Bergen. First goal chance of the second half, falling to Kilkenny. Goalkeeper did really well. Batted back out by Kieran Joyce. Should be in for a really good second half. Down went Richie Power that time. Free the result.
You know, that's a crucial save there. Watch Owen Larkin here, he goes on to it. Thought he was going to give the pass there, and Darren Gleeson very brave. He actually kept his eye on the ball. He blocked it with the hurl. Fantastic save there, and
it's a remarkable save, isn't it?
Brilliant save, and Darren Gleeson has been very good for Tipperary since the start of the game.
Colin Finley still without a score. Well, Richie Power also without a score, and he's had a couple of frees. This one is just inside his own 65-metre line. So looking for one here at the start of the second half to make up for the goal they might have got a moment ago and didn't. But Richie Power does put this one safely over, playing his 40th championship match this afternoon. And so it's 1-7 to 9 points. Just have a look at this again. Out went the stick there of Darren Gleeson. Wonderful timing, great bravery as well. 1 point the margin.
Yeah, and Richie Power at right half forward and TJ Reid at left half forward, now bringing a bit of pace and size to the half forward line and trying to win more possession there, where they lost a lot of 50-50 balls in the first half.
Paul Murphy back down again, in there towards John Power. Couldn't quite take it initially, but Colin Finley does. Finley advancing, and the referee saw a little drag back, so it's got to be a free in, and this can level up the match with 2 scores at the beginning of this second half for Kilkenny. And this free is going to be from 20 metres out. That's Colin Finley now running in there. Well, he's got involved right at the very beginning of the second half. He's been very central to things in the opening 3 minutes.
He has, Jerry. He's in at full forward with Owen Larkin going into the corner and John Power in the right corner. And you know, we all know what Finley can do if he gets running with the ball. He's very, very dangerous. It should be a handy one for TJ.
3 points in the first half for TJ Reid. So just outside the 20-metre line. He pops it straight over. So the teams are level. And
Jerry, you know, it's a big thing of the tip forwards, the way they can interchange. But look at the Kilkenny team, like Richie Power and TJ Reid starting in the full forward line. They're out in the half forward line now, and if anything, the forward line looks to have better balance now the way it's positioned at the moment.
Teams level for the third time as that puck out goes short there towards Paddy Marr. Doesn't want to lose it in a dangerous situation like that. Brendan Marr comes after it. Michael Fennelly dispossesses him, tries to roll it up onto the stick. Crowd getting more vocal, getting right behind these two teams. Paddy Marr again losing it back this time into TJ Reid. Onto it comes Colin Finley, and Finley in the end knocks it over and puts Kilkenny in front. So it's 11 points to 1-7. Colin Finley's first score.
Yeah, a huge start to the second half by Kilkenny. They're winning all the 50-50 balls. They're using their physical strength. He saw a couple of big hits going in there, and Tipperary need a score now to settle it.
3 possessions for Colin Finley and a point at the end of all of that. All the hands and hurleys going up for that one. Jackie Tyrrell, the number 4, waiting for Michael Fennelly to come back and assist the defence. JJ Delaney prodding it out, one-handed out as far as TJ Reid. Plenty of movement, just 2 in the inside forward line. It's John Power and Colin Finley at this stage. This one comes back out to Brendan Marr, and Brendan Marr unable to keep the ball in play. So a line ball to Kilkenny. Kilkenny have made the better start, and Eamon O'Shea may have to do some readjusting of his forces just to counter that. Jackie Tyrrell's got to take this. Great big indefatigable James Stevens man. This is his 10th final match. Great record. Good distance in that, flies through the air inside towards Owen Larkin, knocked away by Shane McGrath for Tipperary. Off the stick of Michael Fennelly, reaching up for it, Garrow and Ryan, tears away past Conor Fogarty, and again it drops away to the left hand side, and this one has gone wide, and it's Tipperary's first wide of the second half. They're 4th in all.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed with that. Kieran Bergen had made a run up the wing. All he could do was throw a little hand pass out to him, and it really wasn't the right option, and he put it wide under pressure.
Murphy's puck out down there towards Richie Power, but gathered in brilliantly by Kieran Bergen. He's having a smashing match. James Woodlock away into the inside forwards, knocked back out again by Kieran Joyce, who really has settled down after a nervous opening 10 minutes. In as far as Colin Fennelly. Fennelly's the star of the second half so far, and he's got 2 points. Might have had a goal earlier on, but he'll be happy enough with that. And Kilkenny have shot into a 2-point lead. That's a high quality piece of play. Great catch by Kieran Bergen first of all, and then lovely block down by Kieran Joyce. Killian Buckley delivered a lovely ball into space, and you know, that's Kilkenny in the first half. It was all big high balls. Now they're playing the ball into space more, and they're reaping the rewards. It's a great move as well, Michael, I think, of Colin Finley in on top of James Barry, who was pretty inexperienced at this level. From that puck out, James Woodlock unable to get to it. Kieran Joyce puts the head down, takes the shoulder, slips the little hand pass outside to Richie Power. Power takes off past Paddy Stapleton, in on the 13-metre line. Dangerous ball across here, and it's James Barry who collects that one. Did well, he'd be very happy with that intervention. Out as far as James Woodlock, helped out as far as Shane McGrath. and McGrath drives it down into the inside forward line, in there towards Lark Corbett and Seamus Galden, neither able to collect it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the ball again there by Kilkenny. I thought Richie Power maybe could have taken a point there. They're trying to work that goal all the time. I suppose it's in the DNA of Richie Power. He saw the half chance, but really there was a chance to tap it over the bar. The way they're playing now, they're well on top. They need to be taking their scores.
This is good play here by Richie Power onto the 13-metre line, almost in the clear. I was watching Paulie Marr there from that puck out, trying to adjust his positioning, but in behind him came Richie Power, ready to take off, and then fouled by James Barry, and correctly gets a yellow card for that. Yeah. 12 points to 1-7. That's going to change in a moment.
TJ could go for a goal here.
Well, it's 20 metres out and a little bit more than that.
No, he changed the mind now. He's going to tap it over.
Well, why not? That would put 3 between them and see Kilkenny doing all the scoring at the start of this second half. His 5th point at free. And
we've seen this so often. Kilkenny can just come out at the start of the second half and up it. You know, at half-time people thinking Tip are well on top, and now Kilkenny have taken over, so now Tip have to respond. Well,
there were 2 up Tip at half-time, now 3 behind, and they've got nothing so far, Tipperary, in the 8 minutes of the second half. Maybe here, maybe Patrick Bonner-Marr, 3 are after him. Sticks got in. It was Kieran Joyce who got a little prod to that one. Back towards Michael Fennelly it comes. Tip trying to maintain that pressure. Seamus Cownan dispossessed. Comes out as far as JJ Delaney. Big one all the way down there towards John Power. This time Paddy Stapleton, his marker, gets there first and passes it away. Slips into the inside forward line, and there's nobody there collecting it. And the goalkeeper, Owen Murphy, sprints off his line. Plays outfield for WIT. Big, huge one, back down again it comes. Paddy Stapleton comes across, doesn't get it. Brendan Marr does. Back on his own 20-metre line. Into midfield, towards Noel McGrath. McGrath there against Pádraig Welch, and the referee indicts Welch, free to Tipperary. And they need to put a bit of pressure on that Kilkenny defence.
Yeah, they'll be glad of this chance. That was a soft free for Tommy Walsh to give away. There was no pressure. Paddy Stapleton did very well. A great catch, first of all, and then he was out in front of John Power again. And I'm wondering, you know, will we see Henry Shefton, you know, a bit earlier, a good bit earlier today? I think, you know, he could add a lot to that forward line, the way they're moving at the moment.
John O'Dwyer on his own 65-metre line. And no need for Hawkeye this time. Well wide of the target. Stays at 13 points to 1-7. Now 9.5 minutes of the second half gone, and Tip yet to add to their 1-7 that they had at half-time. And now they've got 6 wides, and it's getting worrying. Puck out. 12 minutes in all since Tipperary scored, but Kilkenny and Conor Fogarty are lording it, and the goalkeeper stepped back. Darren Gleeson caught that one well. Back out here towards Cathal Barrett, and Barrett fouled as he was getting. Read Eamon O'Shea's mind in that respect, but he has been preparing anyway, Mickey Cahill. That's a good ball inside here, and here comes Pádraig Welch, and that's mishit. Prodded away by Kieran Bergen again. Walsh has a second attempt at it. Inside. Goes loose. Pádraig Marr goes low to collect that one. Gets away from Owen Larkin. Next it's Colin Finley. Still it's Pádraig Marr. Loses it. Helped out by Brendan Marr. 1 point between these teams. Kilkenny still ahead at this stage. 13, nearly 14 minutes gone in the second half. Paddy Stapleton back as far as Garroyd Ryan, and Ryan from inside his own half. Way downfield towards Noel McGrath. Waiting for the loose ball here is Patrick Bonner-Marr. Slips, and then slips the little hand pass inside here to Noel McGrath. Back out as far as Seamus Cownan, and Cownan blocked down. Has a go again, another block down. Brilliantly done once again. Jackie Tyrrell in the thick of all of that. Likewise JJ Delaney and John O'Dwyer for Tipperary. Who's got to come up with it? It's Jackie. All the way down.
Ger, whoever scores out of this passage of play is going to be huge for the game.
John Power maybe, and John Power has scored. The 22-year-old UCD student from Carrickshaw. His second point
if you
of
want
the
to see
championship.
what championship hurling is all about, you saw it in that passage of play. Fantastic effort by both sides. Brilliant hooking and blocking. Unbelievable there. Full length there by Jackie Tyrrell, and it ended up with John Power making a great score. Here's Conor Fogarty again, who's been involved in an awful lot of good defensive play today, but that's a savage passage of play from both sides, and finished off with a great score by John Power.
It means that Kilkenny are ahead by 2 points. Quarter of an hour gone in the second half. Killian Buckley reached off, couldn't hold on to it. McGrath tries to get to it, does so. Has a quick look up and then changes direction. to John O'Dwyer, and Bubbles has a shot, and this one is in, just inside the left-hand upright. Point in each half for him.
And that's fantastic vision by Noel McGrath and brilliant skill, watching the ball inside. Brilliant pick-up by John O'Dwyer, and with 5 or 6 Kilkenny players around him, he managed to put it over the bar for a great score. And the second half has really picked up now. Fantastic contest.
Well, as we thought it would. From that puck out, Kilkenny tried to make inroads. Michael Finley running into a brick wall. Back out it comes towards Richie Hogan. Low ball inside this time. Cleverly in, and they work it away towards Richie Power. Slipping it across to his brother. Stopped out.
Oh, a block by James Barry, I think, at full-back came across. The ball struck him, I think.
Well, we'll see it again in just a moment.
Struck him in the face. It was a brilliant goal chance, and he was so brave. I think he dived in front of the ball if you watch it again.
Yeah, it is James Barry.
Just watch it here. Richie Power over to John. James Barry.
Yeah, real courage.
Actually, see what happened there. The ball just struck him straight into the face guard, and John Power would be very disappointed. The place for that was down into the right corner, and he was going back across the goalie.
They can't believe
really,
it.
That was a brilliant goal chance.
They can't believe it. Well, the Brains Trust still having a word or two, but that might well have ended up in the back of the Tipperary net. Attention has been given still to James Barry. Some of the Tipperary players were asking me to mention Jimmy Hines and Philip Murphy, who hoped to be here today, but they went off and got married instead, so well done to you. James Barry's okay. Referee's got to throw it in. Thrilling second half. Anything could happen in this final. And once again it is Tipperary and Paddy Maher trying to get it out, but the work of the forwards is commendable all the way through this match so far. Garroyd Ryan, nobody giving anything away. One back by Richie Power. TJ Reid then has a go, and this one is swept away to the right-hand side.
Jerry, you mentioned the work rate. I think Kilkenny forwards in the first half. Colin Finley is not happy there. He's after throwing his helmet down. He's saying he was fouled in the earlier passage of play.
Well, James Barry here,
his helmet is damaged as well, I'd imagine, so we're going to have a break here while both players, obviously they can't continue without both players having their face guards and helmets on.
A one-point game at this stage, Michael. 14 points to 110, 14-13, and we are into the last quarter of this game. It is anybody's.
Well, it is, and Tip had a couple of goal chances in the first half. Kilkenny had them in the second. They've been very dominant. Dale Ferryfield, it should be more than a point up the way they've played, and you know, credit to Tipperary, they stayed stuck in there. Henry's
ready to come on. This is what the fans have waited for. The 35-year-old coming on for his 71st championship match, his 15th All-Ireland final game. A player who's got 2 goals and 50 points in the past against Tip in the championship. He'll be on in a moment, but first it's Paul Murphy. Racing after him is Seamus Calnan. Murphy hooked. Out came Cathal Barrett. Again, great courage and bravery. Breaks as far as Owen Larkin, sweeping it over his left shoulder. Dangerously in and up and over the bar. Great score by Larkin. Point in each half for him.
Well, that's an incredible score. If you look where he went from, he's playing left corner forward. He's over here on the right-hand side. Look at the spin on that. He turned it back outside. A beautiful ball straight over the black spot. And Paul Murphy with a fantastic catch from the puck out before that and sold it up the field. And Cathal Barrett came across him with another brilliant block.
So 2 points between them yet again. Great score by Larkin. From the puck out. Can the Tip forwards now retain the possession up there? Lark Corbett made the goal, but he needs to get more involved in the second half. It's Michael Finley who's working his socks off back there, helping out. Paul Murphy, another good clearance all the way down to that inside forward line. Colin Finley now wearing a black and amber helmet, change of helmet for him. So a puck out once again. Anybody's final. Just don't know whether it's going to be Tip or Kilkenny will be celebrating tomorrow night, whether they'll be singing the Rosamund Coin or Sliabh the Mon at the end of 70 minutes. There could be extra time. Darren Gleeson away to left corner forward towards Lark Corbett. Winning it is Conor Fogarty. He's been immense all the way back into the forwards again, inside towards TJ Reid, looking for a favourable bounce, doesn't get it however, and again it's knocked away out of danger down towards Noel McGrath. Really good play by James Barry, who's now wearing a yellow helmet back there.
Yeah, that was a very important interception there by James Barry. I think Michael Cahill got in there for Shane McGrath. Michael Finley has had a huge influence. Shane McGrath had a massive first half with 3 points, but Finley has dominated the second half.
Yeah, he got 3 points in that first half, huge contribution, but now Mickey Cahill comes in. Let's see whether he can give this Tipperary team the lift they may need at this stage. Need to get the next score, you would feel. Paddy Marr. 15 minutes to go. Big, huge one down towards Larkhor, but waiting for it to come in. Bonner Marr went down. Owen Murphy.
It's a huge call, it's a penalty.
A penalty. A penalty awarded by referee Brian Gavin, and we remember what happened in the drawn match and the 2 penalties that were given to Tipperary that afternoon. They're still arguing it. Did he lose his way here? He fell down.
Yeah,
Was a good tangle.
But if you look at their eyes on the ball here, watch Kieran Joyce coming back. He goes to pick the ball there, and Bonner just falls over himself, and I don't think that's a penalty.
Very harsh, isn't it?
That's a harsh decision. And booked. I think, did he book him as well or take him? He didn't book him, but he'd certainly take them. And
well, this is the chance that Seamus Callan and Tipperary have been waiting for. This can put 5 points. This can put, what is it? 2 behind, a point ahead.
You know, I don't think it'd be a free. And
what would you do here? Go for a goal? A point?
It looks like he's going to tap it over the bar just on his body position, but.
Well, I think he has learned a certain lesson from the last day, that it is so difficult nowadays to convert penalties and get goals out of them.
Yeah, I think so, Gerard, but I also think that was I think that's a decision they made before the game. You know, he never thought about going for it. And Richie Hogan being taken out, this is a big call. I would have nearly tried him in the full forward line, and
that is a huge call, isn't it?
It's a huge call.
Potential hurler of the year.
Well, he could
Richie
score,
Hogan
score 2 or 3
off.
points in the last couple of minutes.
That is a big call by Brian Cody, with Kilkenny.
You know,
still
if
1
you remember
point
the
in
last
front.
day, he scored 3 or 4 points in the space of a few minutes, and he's not having a great game today, but it's still a big call to take him out.
Well, he didn't have a great first half last time here 3 weeks ago, but he had a huge second half. Very influential, but Brian Cody has done it all in the past, looking to win his 10th All-Ireland with this Kilkenny team here this afternoon. What an achievement that would be. Mickey Cahill back. Kilkenny are still ahead by a point, 15-14. Well hooked, great play by TJ Reid. But it's not just all about the fancy stuff among the forwards, getting the scores and all of that. It's about the hard grind that they put in as well, to put the pressure on the backs.
Look where Henry has gone inside. He's looking for TJ to take a quick one, but he's actually gone in at centre half forward. Amazingly, you know, at 35, I keep saying this, you know, you can imagine maybe corner forward or full forward where there's not as much running, but to bring him right into the middle of it to try to win an All-Ireland's huge call.
And Cahill Barrett is on him, as happened in the league final down in Thurles. That's a good catch. Richie Power finishes. Another one for Richie Power. 3 goals in this All-Ireland final series. 2 the last day, 1 here, and it comes in the 59th minute.
That's a brilliant goal. Just look at his body position there. Absolutely brilliant in the air, and look when he got the chance, low on into the corner, but look at his body position. He held himself in the air, went up early, didn't panic then when he got the chance, took one look and put it away. A fantastic goal. And while Kieran Bergen has been outstanding at wing back for Tipperary, Richie Power has looked so dangerous every time he's got on the ball. He created that chance for John earlier, and that's a fantastic goal. And will that be the difference now?
Well, we've known for a long time that Richie Power was one of Kilkenny's main attacking weapons, and he's proved it again. Conor Fogarty here now, hand passed outside. Onto it comes Henry Shefflin, wanting to make a big contribution in this final. His team ahead by 4, forced out over the far sideline, and that's going to be a line ball to Tipperary. Well, they didn't go for a goal with the penalty. That was one controversial moment, I think, anyway. Indeed, whether it was a legitimate penalty in the first place will be debated. And then, taking off Richie Hogan, that's another big talking point. But at the moment, it's Kilkenny who have the advantage. And Kieran Joyce has the ball, and that's going to be a very high
tackle. Gerard Ryan's going to be booked, I'd imagine, there. But I'd agree with you, Gerard. I think you're 2 points down in the Ireland final with 12 or 13 minutes to go. You get a penalty. You have to go for a goal. It doesn't matter what happened the last day. Tipping the ball over the bar, it doesn't win the All-Irelands. And, you know, that was a huge decision. It's obviously something to decide before the game, but you have to take it on the day. And here's Gerard Ryan just
Oh, that
went
is
very high there.
very high. Lucky to get away with a yellow.
He's very lucky to get a yellow, just.
Richard Power's going to take this free inside his own 65-metre line. Look how close to the far stand he is. It's a massive free, but it is miss. Oh, they're not. He's waved it wide. For a second there, I thought the umpire was looking for a
couple of those very long ones. You know, they're really marginal chances. You'd want to be putting them in around the square, really.
So it stays at a 4-point game. Into the home straight now with under 10 minutes to go. Pádraig Walsh down there beautifully in front of Colin Finley, taking it James Barry. Jackie Tyrrell beaten in the air, supported however by Michael Finley. What a great deal of work he's put in this afternoon. Pádraig Walsh likewise. Down to TJ Reid, can't take it. Instead it's Brendan Maher, hoping to be the winning captain at the end of 70 minutes. Two men after him, well aware that he could be hooked here, and he has done very well to get a free out of that, because he didn't look to be going anywhere very quickly.
I don't know, I think that's a very soft free again. Not sure Henry Shefflin's chest. Maybe he's just tipping him across the arm there, yeah. No, good call, and TJ with a little chop down at the end there as well.
Intelligent play by Brendan Maher to get something out of it. And Seamus Callan's going to take this. A goal and 4 points now for him. Composing himself just outside the 45-metre line. So this to bring it back to a 3-point difference. 1-5. He's just about still happy, isn't he? Oh, now he sees himself 115 to 112. Still possible.
Absolutely, and Tipperary came back from a worse position the last day. They still have lots of time, and this game is still anybody's game. A goal either way can change it big time.
Owen Murphy straight down through the centre. 2 against 1 there. It bounces off Richie Power all the way in there. John Power, his brother, and Colin Finley. Finley stepped onto the end line. Back here as far as Owen Larkin. They're working it in. The goalkeeper again, Darren Gleeson, makes a wonderful intervention. But Michael Finley again a second save. And in the end, John Power. Another goal for the Power family. 63 minutes. John Power's first ever championship goal. 215 to 112. Is that the significant moment?
Brilliant bit of play there by John Power. And Darren Gleeson did brilliantly well. But Michael Cahill caught in possession. And look at this. Bounced up. Another brilliant save. But Power is there to finish it off, and I think that could be the significant score now. Going to be very hard for Tip to come back from that.
Yeah, that might well be the circuit breaker in this game. As Patrick Boddermar advances, Cahill inside, they need something, they don't get it because there, Paul Murphy came across, denied Seamus Callan. It's gone out for a 65. Yeah, another opportunity here.
Lovely ball by Michael Cahill. Watch Owen Murphy comes out here very brave. Seamus Callan took a very heavy knock there. Just bounced up, missed in the air originally by James Barry, and then John Power followed in. Simple task to tap it in. Two brothers now with goals in Ireland final. I don't know if that happened before or when it happened. The Dooleys.
Yeah, probably.
94. I can't remember since then.
Don't remind anybody in Limerick. So another change here. Garroyd Ryan comes off and Conor O'Mahony has come on. One of those unlucky players not to make the starting 15, but he had been injured in recent championship matches. So John O'Dwyer is going to take this. And also coming on is Shane Burke, number 17. And Lara Corbett's got off. And Shane Burke is on to try and poach a goal. Can he do so? First of all, can this one drop over the bar? It does. A third for John Bubbles O'Dwyer. But they have a gap to make up. They're 5 points adrift. And we're running out of time here. Only 5.5 minutes are left.
Yeah, well, do you think Tip will need a goal if they're going to get back into this? It'd be hard to score 5 points to draw it up in 5 minutes, but you know they scored the last 4 points the last day.
Dropping down here, brilliantly caught once again by Michael Finley. Hooped the first time, but didn't give up, then lost it. Cahill in here. This breaking ball falls as far as Conor O'Mahony on that half-back line, up to the other sub. This is in as far as Shane Burke. Burke tries to work his way in. Jersey pulled, caught the second time. I thought he was fouled.
It was a tug back, but he had every chance to put it over the bar. The first time he turned out onto his right side, lovely side. No, just there. All he did was tap it over the bar, and There's the pull on the jersey there, certainly in the second one, and he certainly deserved a free in.
Didn't get it.
Michael Finley is down now. He's after covering an awful lot of ground, and looks like he's bad ankle again. He's in trouble.
Well, yeah, the team doctor there, Ty Crowley, looking after him. He doesn't want to go off. He wants to hang on there, wants to stay before they can bring in a sub. It would be Lester Ryan who would come in, who is the actual team captain. But meanwhile, Kieran Bergen caught once again here by Paddy Stapleton. Across as far as Podimar. Up into the forwards. Patrick Bonner-Marr gets this one, gets away from Kieran Joyce. Indestructible. Paul Murphy's lost his stick. Still Bonner-Marr. Can't come up for him. Just one of those days. Comes out as far as James Woodlock. Eventually, after all that, it's Killian Buckley who emerges. In here nicely. Richie Towers involved. In the end, Pádraig Walsh. And a big, huge one all the way up and over the bar.
Now again, that's a massive passage of play there. Great
Tommy
work.
may not be playing, but he is.
He's playing fantastic. I'm sure Tommy'd love a run, but may not happen at this stage. Michael Finley's been replaced now by Lester Ryan. He's had a huge game for Kilkenny. Brilliant, put in a brilliant shift in the middle of the field.
And another change now sees Jason Ford coming on for Tipperary, number 20. Got a point at the end of the drawn match. They need a goal now, not one but two. And denying them once again that very mean, obdurate Kilkenny defence. That's Lester Ryan. Poor ball away, however, straight to Brendan Maher from 45 metres out. Over the bar, it's gone. It's one back. 2:16 to 1:14. 5 points still between them. John O'Dwyer is the player down injured there, as we watch that again.
Yeah, I think himself and Seamus Callan under the last high ball. Like if you watched maybe the high balls into the Kilkenny backline in the second half, they're attacking the ball all the time, trying to catch it, whereas the tip forwards are trying to bring the ball down with the hurl, and it works very well for them. But I think if you watch Kilkenny, they have a spare man all the time coming in and sweeping up the break. They've read that. That's what Tip do so well. They knock the ball down, someone picks it up on the break, but they've copped that, and a hugely different performance by Kilkenny in the second half. They've, I think every one of them have put in a massive effort in the second half, and the forward line in particular, their tackling has been immense, and they've taken those couple of chances they've got to really dominate in the second half.
This is what happened here. Bodies colliding there.
Seamus Callan hit him there, and his head hit the ground very, very hard.
Well, he's had a very good season, John O'Dwyer, but attended to now by Kevin Denargy and John Casey. And the medical personnel have patched him up, and he's able to play out the last couple of minutes of this game. But it's looking like another disappointment for Tipperary against Kilkenny. Kilkenny have certainly had the Indian sign over them since Tipperary's win back in 2010. Tip have actually only beaten Kilkenny in League and Championship once, and that was in Thurles last year, since that 2010 final. Big one in, John O'Dwyer, lovely ball as far as Calnan. Burke, back it comes, and the final shot, finished in the net! There's still hope! Another one! Brilliantly done here, after all that sustained pressure. Shane Burke was involved, but watch in the end as it reached Seamus Callan, and Callan got another goal. Two goals and 5 points for him. Very
smart finish, but look, you need a bit of luck sometimes. That broke from now 2 points, a dangerous lead, and Tip will be looking for a goal to win this.
2 points the margin, 2:16 to 2:14. He's G'd up again, looking dead and lost a few minutes ago. How much time will be added on? We did have the doctors on attending to a couple of injured players, so that is going to be interesting. Lester Ryan playing it in here into the 20-metre line, where it's gathered in by Tipperary's Paddy Stapleton. Out to Kieran Bergen. They need to retain possession now, do something special, but it's coming back towards Kieran Joyce, trying to take it under control there, and the referee once again got to throw the ball in. Bonner-Marr and Kieran Joyce, the last two to compete for that, quickly thrown in. Conor Fogarty made himself available. Indications that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Still Michael Cahill Back out here it comes to Jason Ford to try and narrow that gap from an awkward angle, and he's missed it.
Well, what Tipperary need now are cool heads. That was a poor wide by Jason, but they don't need a goal. They're going to get a couple of chances. Kilkenny be looking for another one to put a nail in the coffin. But I tell you, Tipperary showed tremendous character again here, and this is going to go right down to the last few seconds.
Wonderfully tense once again as Owen Murphy pucks it out for Kilkenny. Champions on 34 occasions so far. Under pressure. That one is hit by John Power, and that one has gone away left also. Eats into the time, however. A minute of the 3 has been played. 2 to go. Darren Gleeson. Big, huge puck out to his forwards. So important they win it now at this stage. So important for Kilkenny to remain cool under pressure. James Woodlock laid off the pass, but only to Owen Larkin from his own 45-metre line, all the way down towards Colin Finley. Finley trying to round off this game for Kilkenny in style. Turns this way and that. Stopped by the goalkeeper, Darren Gleeson. A minute 40 to go. Kilkenny by 2. Don't know, but they're still playing. Might rue that yet. Owen Larkin gets it back onto his stick once again, then falls down under pressure, enormous pressure. Cathal Barrett trying to get with the number 2. Bonner Marr has it. He never gives up. Bonner Marr still trying to get that ball forward into the forward line. Stopped by Conor Fogarty and a whole group of other players, and once again the referee has thrown it in. Must be a record for an all-round final, the number of throw-ins by the referee today. But look at the clock, 1 minute to go. Advantage Kilkenny. Henry Shefflin, the man poised to win his 10th All-Ireland hurling medal. Down here to Colin Finley. Didn't take his chance the last time. This time he does. He's got his 3rd. It's Kilkenny's surely, but they're ahead by 3 points. That dangerous margin. Puck out's been taken. Kieran Bergen, only a goal will take it to extra time. On as far as James Woodlock. Woodlock having a go, stopped, comes back out once again. Paul Murphy trying to get it away. 30 seconds and under remaining. Back out as far as Brendan Marr. Challenged there by Henry Shefflin. Marr once again tripped. Referee says play on. They do, and it comes as far as Conor Fogarty. 15 seconds to go. James Barry trying to win this race across here. Colin Finley has got his 3rd point just a moment ago there, just to hold up his progress. The 3 minutes now just about up. Kilkenny 2:17 to 2:14.
What a second half, and credit to both teams. Tipperary never gave up, but is that it? That's it.
It's all over. And Kilkenny have won the All-Ireland. Brian Cody jumping for joy there with Mick Dempsey. Why not? It's taken 2 matches, but they are the champions again after a gap of 2 years. Champions for the 10th time in the Brian Cody era. The Powers did so well. Richie got a goal, John got a goal, and now they can all celebrate. But yet another defeat for Tipperary. It must be very hard for them to take against their keenest rivals and their close neighbours. Jackie Tyrrell doesn't care about that, nor does JJ Delaney. He's won a 9th winners' medal. Richie Powers got another, and the full-time score at a delighted Croke Park where Kilkenny's concerned. It finishes here. Kilkenny 2:17, Tipperary 2:14. Yeah, another wonderful final produced by these 2 teams, but you got a feel for Tipperary today. I mean, they just cannot get over the line against Kilkenny.
Kilkenny are the greatest champions we've ever seen. There's no doubt about that. The most fantastic team. There's Henry winning his 10th All-Ireland medal. What an achievement. But, you know, Tipperary this year have been absolutely incredible. They had a very difficult start here. They're under a lot of pressure from their own supporters, but they weathered the storm and they played absolutely fantastic hurling. And again, they never gave in to the very death. They could have snatched a draw late on, but overall, Kilkenny's second half performance, I thought, was critical. They deserved the win. And the 3 changes that they made, they were big calls. Kieran Joyce, Pádraig Walsh and John Power, the 3 of them were absolutely brilliant, particularly Walsh and Joyce in the half-back line. Well, Joyce played mostly corner-back, but a fantastic team effort by Kilkenny. And that's what they do. Look, where do they get the hunger and the appetite to come back year after year after year? And But there's Darren Gleeson now. Henry going into a very sporting. Darren Gleeson had a great game for Tipperary. They had a lot of good performances.
Well done, Henry, because he is a model and master sportsman. We all know that. It was good to see Tommy Walsh come in as well. Didn't play in the finals, but he came in to offer his congratulations also to his colleagues and to commiserate with Tipperary. But it's Brian Cody's achievement. They were saying beforehand, Michael, that to win this today with the team that he had this year would be rated probably his greatest achievement ever. So Liam O'Neill, GAA president, hands over the Liam McCarthy Cup to Lester Ryan. Kilkenny are the champions once more. Champions of 2014, champions for the 35th time. What an achievement, what a day, what colour, what excitement, what a squad. And Henry, the first man ever to win 10 All-Ireland senior hurling medals. And Brian Cody, 10 wins for him as well.